Welcome along to this deep dive. We received a really interesting set of short texts, just 3 brief statements, actually, all centered around pain.
Hmm.
And our goal today is basically to unpack these, see how maybe we can shift our view of pain, from just something bad to maybe something that builds strength
Hmm.
or spurs growth.
Yeah, they're quite provocative, aren't they? They definitely push against how we usually think about difficult experiences. It's not just about feeling good. It's about finding meaning, maybe.
It's finding meaning. Okay, so let's jump into the first one. It says, what breaks others can build you.
Right. That contrast is immediate, isn't it?
It is. It really makes you think about resilience. Why does the same difficult thing seem to crush one person but, I don't know, forge another one?
Well, a lot of it seems to come down to interpretation,
Yep.
how we frame that breaking point. There's quite a bit of psychological work on mindset, actually.
Uh-huh.
People who fundamentally believe, that they can learn from challenges, they tend to come out stronger. So what feels like a dead end for someone,
Yeah.
might just be seen as a really tough but ultimately formative experience for someone else.
That makes sense. It kind of forces you to reflect on your own life, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Like maybe a time something felt totally devastating, a setback at work perhaps,
Yeah.
but then looking back you see, actually, that pushed me somewhere new, maybe even somewhere better
Yeah.
eventually. It's that adaptation process.
Exactly right. Adaptation. Our systems, psychologically, even biologically, they're sort of designed to react to stress and often, become stronger because of it.
Which kind of leads perfectly into the next statement. Use pain as fuel, not a cage. Such a visual way of putting it.
It really is. Fuel makes you think of energy, right? Movement, driving forward,
Yeah,
progress.
precisely. Like you see athletes pushing through immense physical pain.
Mm.
They're actively channeling it, using it as motivation.
Right.
The cage idea, though, that's about how pain can trap us.
Hmm.
It becomes this self-imposed prison almost.
How so? Like being afraid to try things? Yeah, exactly. Avoiding new situations, maybe new relationships, because you're afraid of getting hurt again like you were in the past. You effectively lock yourself in.
That feeling of being stuck, where the past just dictates everything.
Yeah.
Do you, see people making that conscious shift
Yeah.
from the cage thinking to the fuel thinking?
Oh, definitely. Think about people who, say, survived a serious illness,
Okay.
and then they go on to become advocates, or they start charities, or just support others going through it. That pain, that experience, it becomes their driving force, their fuel.
That's a powerful example.
Ah,
Okay, and the last one here. Let your scars speak strength. This one feels different again. It touches on vulnerability, maybe.
I think so. Because we often think of scars as things to hide, right?
Mm.
Imperfections, weaknesses even.
Yeah, definitely.
But this flips it. It says these scars, physical or, emotional, they're actually proof you survived something. They tell a story of getting through difficulty.
So instead of shame, it's like
Yeah,
evidence of resilience.
exactly. Badges of honor, almost. Proof you endured.
It's like changing the story we tell ourselves. That failure wasn't just a failure. The scar it left shows I kept going. Does showing those scars, does that build strength too?
Absolutely. Being vulnerable enough to show where you've been hurt, it can be incredibly empowering for you and for people who connect with your story. It builds empathy, shared experience.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
So putting it all together, what breaks others can build you.
Mm-hmm.
Use pain as fuel, not a cage, and let your scars speak strength. It's a compelling package.
It really is. It suggests we don't just have to passively endure pain. We can actually, engage with it, use it.
So it's less about avoiding pain and more about transforming how we relate to it.
Precisely. The core message, I think, for anyone listening is about taking a more active role when facing adversity, recognizing that you have this capacity not just to get through things, but to actually learn and grow from them.
Okay, so here's something for you, the listener, to think about then. A final takeaway, perhaps. Consider one challenge, just one difficult experience you faced. How might you start to reframe it using these ideas? Could you see it as fuel? Or maybe as a scar that speaks to the strength you found?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if you look at it, just try looking at it through that different lens? It could really shift things, couldn't it?
It certainly could. A powerful shift in perspective.